Japan. A country of ancient temples and neon skyscrapers, of sushi and samurai, of emperors, earthquakes, and anime. But how did this isolated island nation evolve into one of the most powerful and culturally influential countries on Earth? Welcome to the Living History channel, where today, we're telling the entire story of Japan. From stone tools to bullet trains, from feudal warlords to global pop culture icons. This is the complete history of Japan. Japan is like that friend who's always reinventing themselves. One minute they're rocking ancient temples and calligraphy, the next they're dropping karaoke and robots like it's nothing. It's a place where the old and the new coexist in the most harmonious way possible. From the serene beauty of a centuries-old temple to the cutting-edge technology of a bullet train, Japan is a country of contrasts and surprises. So how did this tiny island nation become the global superpower it is today? Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to break it down, Japan style. We'll explore the key moments in history that shaped Japan, from its ancient beginnings to its rise as a technological powerhouse. We'll look at the cultural, political, and economic factors that have contributed to Japan's unique position in the world. But first, I gotta know, what's the first thing that pops into your head when you hear Japan? Samurai? Anime? Let me know in the comments. Whether it's the stealthy moves of a ninja, the vibrant world of Hello Kitty, or something else entirely, Japan has left an indelible mark on our imaginations. So, drop a comment below and let's get this conversation started. Now, let's rewind the clock a bit. Way back, like way back. We're talking about the early days of Japan, long before sushi and video games were even a thing. We'll delve into the myths and legends that shaped the nation's identity, the rise of the samurai, and the cultural shifts that have defined Japan through the ages. So sit tight, because this history lesson is just getting started. Okay, so nobody really knows how Japan got started. The origins of this island nation are wrapped in layers of enigma and intrigue. Historians and archaeologists have been piecing together clues for centuries, but the true beginnings remain elusive. It's shrouded in mystery, like that one friend's dating history. You know, the one who always has a new story but never the full picture. Japan's early days are kind of like that, full of hints and whispers but no concrete answers. But they've got some pretty epic origin myths. These stories are not just bedtime tales, they are woven into the very fabric of Japanese culture and identity. They tell of divine beings and heroic deeds that shaped the land and its people. We're talking gods, goddesses, and a whole lot of drama. Imagine a celestial soap opera where deities squabble, form alliances, and embark on grand adventures. These myths are as rich and complex as any epic saga. Legend has it that Japan was founded by Emperor Jimmu, a descendant of the sun goddess Amaterasu. This divine connection gave the early emperors a sacred status, linking the human realm with the divine. Talk about a bright lineage. The sun goddess Amaterasu is a central figure in Shinto, Japan's indigenous spirituality, and her influence is seen in many aspects of Japanese life and tradition. Now, whether you believe in the myths or not, one thing's for sure. Japan's ancient history is full of fascinating characters and stories. These tales have been passed down through generations, each adding their own layer of interpretation and embellishment. We're talking emperors with impossible names, names that are a mouthful even for native speakers. These rulers often had long and elaborate titles that reflected their divine heritage and earthly power. Powerful clans battling for control, each with their own unique symbols and traditions. These clans were the backbone of Japan's feudal system, and their rivalries shaped much of the country's early history, and the rise of Buddhism. This spiritual tradition, which arrived from the Asian mainland, profoundly influenced Japanese culture, art, and philosophy. Monasteries became centers of learning and culture, preserving knowledge through turbulent times. It's like Game of Thrones, but with better snacks. Imagine feasts with delicacies like sushi, tempura, and mochi, all while political intrigue and power struggles unfold around you. And speaking of snacks, let's move on to a period that was a little less chaotic and a lot more about art, culture, and those elegant, courtly manners. The Heian period, often considered the golden age of Japanese culture, saw the flourishing of literature, poetry, and the refined aesthetics that continue to influence Japan today. Japan loves its eras, almost as much as it loves its vending machines. And trust me, that's a lot. You can find vending machines on almost every corner, offering everything from hot coffee to fresh eggs. It's a testament to Japan's love for convenience and variety, much like its historical periods. Seriously, they've had more eras than I've had cups of coffee, and that's saying something. Each era brought its own unique flavor to the cultural and political landscape of Japan. From the ancient Jomon period to the modern Heisei era, the timeline of Japanese history is as rich and varied as the offerings in those vending machines. But don't worry, you don't need to memorize them all. Just a few key ones will give you a good grasp of Japan's fascinating past. Think of it as learning the greatest hits of Japanese history. Just remember a few key ones like the Nara period, when Buddhism was all the rage. This was a time when magnificent temples were built and the great Buddha of Nara was cast, standing as a symbol of the era's spiritual devotion. And then there's the Heian period, known for its beautiful art and literature. This era gave us the tale of Genji, often considered the world's first novel. The Heian period was a golden age of courtly culture where poetry, painting and prose flourished. Then came the Kamakura era, where things got a little less zen and a lot more samurai. This period marked the rise of the warrior class and the establishment of the shogunate, a military government that would rule Japan for centuries. We're talking epic battles, powerful shoguns, and enough drama to make your head spin. The Kamakura period was a time of great upheaval and change, with samurai clans vying for power and influence. Speaking of samurai, let's talk about some of the big names who shaped Japan's history, shall we? From Minamoto no Yoritomo, the first shogun, to the legendary Miyamoto Musashi, these warriors left an indelible mark on the fabric of Japanese culture. Their stories are filled with bravery, strategy, and a code of honor that continues to captivate us to this day. Every country has its heroes and villains, and Japan is no exception. One of the biggest names in early Japanese history is Prince Shotoku. This guy was like the original Renaissance man. He loved Buddhism, he was a patron of the arts, and he even tried to unify Japan under a single ruler. Talk about an overachiever. Then there's Minamoto no Yoritomo, the first shogun of the Kamakura shogunate. This guy was a warrior through and through. He defeated his rivals, established a new government, and basically set the stage for centuries of samurai rule. But as we all know, all good things must come to an end, even samurai rule. And that brings us to shogun time, samurai, swords, and some serious drama. For centuries, Japan was basically run by shoguns, these powerful military leaders who were all about honor, loyalty, and looking really intimidating in their samurai armor. And let me tell you, these guys didn't mess around. They fought wars, they made alliances, and they basically called the shots. Think of them like the CEOs of Japan, but instead of PowerPoint presentations, they had katanas. And trust me, you do not want to be on the wrong side of a katana. But even the most powerful shoguns couldn't escape the winds of change forever, and those winds were blowing from a very unexpected direction. For centuries, Japan had been trading and interacting with other countries. But then, in the 17th century, they decided to hit the pause button on all that globalization stuff. It's like they looked at the world and said, nope, we're good. This period of self-imposed isolation, known as the Edo period, lasted for over 200 years. It's like that friend who goes on a social media detox, but like for 2 centuries. But even the most dedicated hermit crab eventually has to come out of its shell, right? And for Japan, that moment came in the mid-19th century. From zero to hero, the Meiji Restoration's extreme makeover. Imagine a country going from using swords to building battleships in the blink of an eye. That's basically what happened during the Meiji Restoration. Japan went through a massive modernization program, embracing Western technology, education, and even fashion. They were like, okay world, you thought we were gone? We were just getting started. This rapid transformation set the stage for Japan to become a major player on the world stage, but it also led to some, shall we say, complicated chapters in its history. War and Peace. Japan's roller coaster, 20th century. The 20th century was a wild ride for, well, everyone. But Japan definitely had its share of ups and downs. They experienced an economic boom, became a major military power, and then, well, there was World War II. It's a complex and sensitive topic, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. But what's truly remarkable is Japan's post-war recovery. They went from the ashes of defeat to becoming one of the world's leading economies. Talk about a comeback story. Today, Japan is a fascinating blend of ancient traditions and cutting-edge technology. They've got robots serving coffee, bullet trains whizzing around at lightning speed, and a culture that's obsessed with everything from anime and manga to Hello Kitty and those weirdly delicious Kit Kat flavors. Seriously, tuna on toast? Japan, you wild. So there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of Japan's incredible history. I hope you enjoyed the ride. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you learned today. Until next time, peace out.